Imagine for a moment that you are walking through a local park on a crisp, sunny afternoon. You see a dog, perhaps a beautiful golden retriever or a sturdy German shepherd, approaching with its owner. To the untrained eye, the dog looks fine. You might even think it looks friendly. But as you reach out a hand to offer a greeting, the atmosphere shifts. The air becomes heavy. The dog doesn't bark, but every fiber of its being is suddenly communicating a message of extreme distress. If you don't know how to read that message, you are seconds away from a life-altering mistake. As an expert trainer, I always tell people that dogs are often called our best friends. But even the friendliest-looking dog can become unpredictable if they feel scared or threatened. The most tragic part of my job is hearing people say a bite happened out of nowhere. The truth is, dog bites almost never happen without warning. Dogs are constantly communicating with us. They normally give us plenty of warning shots before they snap. But as humans, we often miss them completely. Knowing exactly what to look for isn't just about being a dog person. It can literally save your life or the life of your own dog. To bridge this communication gap, we must dive deep into the 7 critical warning signs that a dog is about to attack. And more importantly, understand the philosophy of respect that prevents these tragedies from occurring. 1. The psychological standoff. The hard stare and whale eyes. The first sign is often the most subtle, yet it is a direct declaration of intent. When a dog is relaxed and happy to be in your presence, its eyes will appear soft, and it will naturally look away from you to show it isn't a threat. However, if a dog locks eyes with you and refuses to blink, you are witnessing a hard stare. In the canine world, this is a direct challenge, a psychological standoff. Sometimes you might also see the whites of their eyes, a phenomenon known as whale eyes. This happens when the dog is so tense and hyper-focused on a perceived threat that its eyes bulge or shift. If you encounter a dog giving you a hard stare or showing whale eyes, the absolute worst thing you can do is stare back to show dominance. That is an escalation of the challenge. Instead, you must look away and move away slowly to de-escalate the tension. 2. The physical freeze. Stiff or frozen body language. We all love a wiggly dog, a dog whose movements are loose, fluid, and relaxed. This wiggle is the universal sign of a dog that feels safe. On the opposite end of the spectrum is the stiff or frozen body. If a dog suddenly freezes and becomes completely rigid, tensing up every muscle, they are priming themselves for immediate action. This stiff posture is a physiological indicator that the dog is highly stressed and is currently caught in a mental loop, deciding whether to fight or flee. I see this most often when people reach out to pet a dog. If that dog freezes the moment your hand enters their space, pull your hand back slowly and do not attempt to touch them again. They have just given you a silent, physical rejection. 3. The signal of discomfort. Pinned back ears. A dog's ears are incredibly expressive tools for communication. While ear shapes vary wildly, from the long floppy ears of a bloodhound to the upright pointed ears of a Malinois, the message remains consistent across all breeds. When a dog feels anxious, fearful, or aggressive, they will often pull their ears all the way back, pinning them tight against their skull. This isn't just a random movement. It is a clear physical sign that the dog is incredibly uncomfortable and is asking you to back off right now. If the ears are pinned and the forehead is tight, the dog is in a state of high distress. 4. The rattlesnake warning. Growling and baring teeth. This sign might seem obvious, but it is one of the most misunderstood and poorly handled signals in the world of dog training. A growl is a dog's way of using their words to say, "Hey, stop what you're doing right now. I don't like this." It is exactly like the rattle of a rattlesnake, a polite auditory warning intended to prevent a physical conflict. Sometimes it starts as a low, deep rumble in the chest that is hard to hear, or it might progress to the dog pulling their lips back to expose their front or side teeth. The most critical advice I can give is this: never punish a dog for growling. When you punish a growl, you aren't fixing the dog's aggression. You are simply silencing their alarm system. If you take away a dog's ability to warn you politely, you create a dog that will eventually bite without warning. 5. The dangerous myth: the wrong kind of tail wag. This is the point that blows the mind of most dog owners. One of the most dangerous myths in society is that a wagging tail always means a happy dog. This is simply not true. While a loose full-body wag is indeed a sign of friendliness, you must be able to identify the wrong kind of tail wag. A high, stiff tail that twitches quickly back and forth in short, rapid movements, almost like a ticking clock, is a warning flag of high arousal or high stimulation. If the dog's body is rigid and that tail is moving in those rapid, ticking ticks, they are not being friendly. They are overstimulated and potentially dangerous. 6. The involuntary reflex: raised hackles. Have you ever seen the hair on a dog's shoulders or along their spine stand up? These are raised hackles, piloerection. It is vital to understand that a dog has no conscious control over this. It is an involuntary reaction, exactly like goosebumps on a human. Raised hackles normally indicate that the dog is unsure or overstimulated. While it doesn't always guarantee a bite is coming, it is a significant indicator that the dog is fearful or ready to defend themselves. It is a sign that their internal threat meter is in the red zone, and you must be mindful of this as the interaction continues. 7. The subtle plea: lip licking and yawning. Finally, we have the most subtle signals of all: lip licking and yawning. In a vacuum, we think of yawning as being tired or lip licking as wanting a treat. But when these behaviors happen outside of those specific contexts, such as when a stranger is approaching or a child is hugging a dog, they are severe stress signals. A stressed dog will lick their lips repeatedly or let out a wide, intense yawn because they are begging for distance. They are trying to self-soothe and simultaneously signal to the person near them that they are overwhelmed. If you see this, the most respectful thing you can do is give that dog the space they are asking for. Tactical safety: how to survive a potential attack. If you find yourself in a situation where a dog is displaying these signs, your reaction is the difference between safety and injury. Safety always comes first. The most important rule is do not panic and absolutely do not run. Running is the worst thing you can do because it triggers a dog's natural predatory instinct to chase. Instead, you must look away. Break the hard stare challenge. Be neutral. Keep your arms down at your sides. Back away slowly. Give the dog the space they are clearly asking for through their body language. The philosophy of no bad dogs. At the heart of all this training and observation is a philosophy I hold dear: no bad dogs. This is my trademark, my brand, and everything I believe in. While there are certainly some bad dogs in the world, the overwhelming majority of dogs that end up in bad situations, like biting someone, are there because of dog people not understanding boundaries. Too many people think that seeing a dog on the street is a free-for-all to go up and pet it. This is incredibly disrespectful to the dog. Abruptly putting your arm in a dog's face, especially if it's a dog you don't know, is a real warrant for a bite, because you are forcing that dog into a fight or flight response. They are protecting their space, their owner, and themselves from a person who is freaking them out. Understanding canine body language isn't just about avoiding a bite. It's about respecting the animals we care so much about. By learning to listen to their eyes, their hackles, and their growls, we can move through the world in a way that keeps both humans and dogs safe. We must stay aware, stay calm, and always listen to what the dog is trying to tell us. After all, they are always communicating. We just have to learn how to listen.